Glob is back at the lunch table with the other X-Men finishing up their lunch. They head out to put their trays away with Pixie reminding Hisako on how she barely ate. Glob and Hisako then stumble upon Anole and have some questions for him. They begin to pressure him, asking all kinds of questions about the fire as we seen in the last issues. But they are all stopped by the Dean Angel, who urges everyone to get back to class. On the other hand, Maxime is outside waiting for Rockslide, who finds the concept of the life seed fascinating. Pixie and Hisako are also in class learning about the roots to addiction, but don't seem too excited. Later on, Glob is back feeding chickens when Rockslide wants to have a quick chat and asks if Glob really talks to his chickens. But Glob admits it can be a good way to escape being alone, giving him someone to talk to. Rockslide then goes on a rant about the life seed once again. However, he also raises some good points about the history of the X-Men being patched up. But Rockslide takes it the wrong way and starts to think he is crazy before attempting to walk off. Glob then stops him to tell him he isn't wrong, putting his 2 cents in explaining the world isn't even real, which is what they are actually hiding. Meanwhile, Hisako and Pixie are arguing, with Pixie accusing Hisako of being on some type of drug, explaining that she hasn't been acting the same. She has been missing classes and even shaved her hair. But Hisako just sneaks off with Manon and Maxime, informing Pixie that she isn't in the wrong, as well as Manon adding how Hisako is going to end up doing something bad. Turns out Manon was right, and Hisako spots Anole before starting to chase him, even busting through the door. When she's face to face with Anole, she reveals she was actually trying to save him the whole time, beginning to tell Anole that she's seen him at the fire and knows he's in deep stuff, and if he gets caught again, it's over. But Pixie busts in the door, accusing them of being romantically involved, pleading for Hisako not to go down this path. However, when Pixie looks over, she sees the vial, which she suspects is the substance called Unveiled, placing him under arrest. But Hisako responds, saying there is more to the story, before eventually knocking her out, hoping she will forgive her someday. Once Pixie is out, they sneak off and already know they look suspicious, so they take more precaution before sneaking out while chanting in Saba Nur's name. The next day, Glob and Rockslide is spending time together playing with the candle. When Hisako walks in, she can't believe what she is seeing, but Glob claims the more people who know the truth makes it better, and Rockslide is pretty shocked himself to know Hisako knows the truth. However, Glob explains he doesn't know the truth like Hisako because he hasn't been covered in biowax. He is then pulled aside by Hisako, in which she explains Anole was caught with the substance called Unveil, with Rockslide in the background asking everyone to fill him in on this Unveil stuff. So she explains it's basically like a drug that allows people to be connected only if they believe Sabah Nur. Back in the Dean's office, Pixie busts in with Dean Angel willing to assist her, in which she literally tells on Anole for the substance she's seen in his room. She also tells on Hisako for her involvement, as well as her altered behavior. So Dean Angel picks up the phone and thanks Pixie for coming to do the right thing. Later that night, Glob, Rockslide, and Hisako head out the school talking about the weird system of everything. When they make it outside, they are approached by Shark Girl, who wants to walk with them, but instead, they leave her out, claiming they had something more important to take care of. Back at Maggot's safe house, Anole walks in, greeting Brother Japheth. They all sit in a circle in the other room where Anole tells the others about how Hisako claims to want to believe in the truth. Anole tries to further convince Brother Japheth, but he responds that they are too caught up in peace, which never leads to change. He further elaborates on how he was caught with the Unveil substance, claiming he came to warn them, ultimately coming up with a plan to prevent them from finding out. However, at the Summers Institute, Dean Angel and others are searching for the mutants due to Pixie's complaints. Dean Angel even admits Anole has always been a good student, with Blob remarking, "Unveil has been taking control of the children lately." Psylocke then asks Pixie to show them where Hisako's room is, in which she agrees to show them. They knock on the door a couple times before opening to notice no one is in there. Shark Girl arrives once again looking for Hisako, asking if she's in trouble, but they respond that no one's in trouble and they are just doing inspections. Shark Girl continues to tell them how she saw them leaving the campus and tried to join along but was left out because they had more important stuff to do. Pixie and Psylocke takes this information, storming off, leaving the poor shark behind. Back at the house, Glob, Hisako, and Rockslide knock on the door, before being answered by Brother Japheth. But Rockslide lets his temper get the best of him and storms through the door, snatching him up. That's when they all see the enchanted writings on the wall, which fascinates Rockslide and others. Hisako then explains to Japheth how she was given this address by Anole and is concerned, so they are looking for him. But Japheth is stunned, considering they are wearing the colors of the cult's enemy, and expects help from him. Hisako tries to get the location out of him, but he's not an easy lock to pick and refuses to give any answers. Glob steps in to yap about his story to Japheth, in which he sort of agrees with everyone being lied to. Glob also adds that everyone actually has real parents and was never grown in a lab, also mocking the cult for worshipping such a thing. Just for that, Glob is suddenly punched in the face before Hisako steps in to his defense. This caused an all-out brawl with Rockslide and brother Japheth going at it, when Rockslide is suddenly hit with a knee to the face, which sends him flying. When he lands, he notices a piece of paper is on his head, which was actually the blueprint of the Hope Summers library. Meanwhile, Anole was in the city walking undercover with a huge duffel bag. He even bumps into a civilian, noticing it's too late to go back and chants in Saba nurse name before walking in. On the other hand, Blob and Psylocke jump in their truck where they discuss the search of the mutant students, even showcasing the hidden diary he found inside of Glob's room. Anole is back at the school undercover with a duffel bag, acting as if he was just a regular student. When he gets to a darker room, he peeks around the corner where he looks at one of the classes filled with students as he chants Saba nurse name once again. Glob and the others rush down the city street to the school, bumping any bystander in the way to get there. Unfortunately, when they finally arrive, the whole school explodes in a result of Anole going out as a martyr. This not only destroyed a great functioning school, but caused tragedy among the families. Strangely, inside the school, even after exploding everything, Anole seems to still be alive. Hisako and the others head to check on him, with them shocked to still see him alive, and it's even apparent that he is seriously damaged from the event. He even explains to them how he just wanted to end all of the lies, not meaning to hurt anyone. Suddenly, they are approached by high-ranking X-Men who places them under arrest. They sit and think about their next move, but when they turn around, they see other staff members, which only sends them running, hoping to get away. As they are running, they are chased through every corner, attempting to fight back in order to escape, which we see in a climactic chase in multiple panels. After losing them, Blob notices Psylocke injured in the road and comes to comfort her. However, when she gets back up, she admits the need to call the original X-Men for this one. 1 week later, the 4 students such as Glob, Hisako, Rockslide, and Anole are trending on the news for going missing. Inside Rapid City, South Dakota, a lady is grabbing some things from a gas station when the clerk questions the amount of food and drinks she is getting. Due to the news giving more hints, she rushes to pay the clerk, even telling him to keep the change. When she gets back in the van, she lets the others know how they are on the news, before handing everyone their snacks for the road. This lady was revealed to be Hisako, wearing a mask, urging the need of gas money or a safe spot for the stolen van. The next day, they arrive at a local forest where they set up a nice campfire, chatting about how it is to actually be a wanted fugitive. Glob adds his sense in yapping about what he remembers, also adding that he will show the others tomorrow that the life seed is actually on the beach, with the others in no doubt of believing Glob this time. When they wake up, they instantly headed to Quadra Island. Here on this island, Glob goes to a spot where he believes the life seed is, even sitting for minutes on minutes with blank thoughts. He continues to dig and asks others to help out as he believes it's here somewhere, so they all pitch in to help Glob sift through the sand, with Anole even unsure about this. When Glob looks up, he hears a voice from not too far away, which was the original X-Men who was sent by Department X to arrest them. Pixie adds that they are just trying to help, but the mutants are shocked and unsure what to do. Pixie even taunts Glob with his journal that contains all his secrets, strangely going back to the times of Glob being bullied back at school. When they are finally taken into custody at the Danger Room prison, the mutants are at lunch with other inmates. Hisako comes up to his table and asks to sit with him, which he can't deny. Anole joins to sit by them to eat lunch, but Glob is yelled at from another X-Men named Beast who wanted some extra company. Hisako reaches for a handshake from Glob, asking for him to introduce himself, which spooks Glob, sending him running to his cell. When he gets to the cell, he walks in to sit on the bed before unwrapping a piece of paper, which he starts to write on. In this letter, he explains all he wanted to do was try to expose the truth in order to fix the world, also noting that he just wanted to protect his friends, but instead led them all to prison. Not only has their minds been wiped, but nobody recognizes each other. Kind of like the same way that the X-Men has probably forgot about us now. Almost like we never existed. Maybe that's for the best. Maybe everyone was right, and this is actually the real world.